Everybody in Valorant wants to have better aim, but what does that actually mean, and what is the best way to actually get that? My name is Chefshabbatv. I'm a Valorant coach and peak immortal player. If you guys are interested in any type of coaching, let me know. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. I have played with many different mice over my 25 years of gaming. I've played on the Ninja. I played on the Ninja Air 58. I've played on the Fnatic Maya. Currently, I'm using the Pulsar ES. This is the V3 ES, Esports Edition. I have even tried the infamous G Pro Superlight 2. I tried the Superlight 1, and I tried the very first wireless G Pro, which was massive for the wireless mouse community. But there's one mouse in particular that I've used since my peak in Fortnite and in Valorant that has actually been undefeated, and I'm gonna explain to you why. So the Viper V3 Pro and the Viper V2, which is what I use in peak Fortnite, have always been the best mouse for me. I've always had my best performance. So the question that everybody has, how do you get better at aiming? How do you increase your aim? Your mouse shape is the #1 thing that will improve your aim almost immediately. So the first mouse shape that's most common is this G Pro. It's just an identical mouse shape, just a common mouse shape. I call it the potato shape like many people do. It's just comfortable for most type of grips. If you're gonna do claw grip, if you're gonna do relaxed claw, or you're gonna do a palm grip, it's pretty much comfortable for most of those grips, but that doesn't mean it's the best. Maybe not for you. It might be the best for Aspas. It might be the best for tens. Whoever it may be the best for, it does not mean it's the best for you. What I did was I went and spent $180 to get this. This is the DeathAdder V4 Pro. So the DeathAdder V4 Pro, I haven't used it yet, but mouse shape is everything when it comes to having better aim in Valorant. So what I did was I went out and I bought a mouse that was already working for me in the latest version. Now $180 is a steep price for a mouse. I understand this. So what I recommend for people is to find a mouse shape that works for you and then look for an option that's affordable, because most of the internals in these mice, you really wouldn't see a difference. I held up that Air 58 from earlier, and I can't really tell a difference between that mouse and the G Pro. And that Air 58 came out many years ago, only has 1000 hertz, and it's a wired mouse. But for mouse enthusiasts, they may be able to tell the difference. Now for your regular Valorant aimer, you're just gonna wanna use whatever's comfortable for you and whatever feels effortless when you're using it. Hence why I purchased the Razer DeathAdder V4 Pro. So how good is the mouse? So for a short introduction, I got it in this esports green, as you can see here. It comes with a wireless dongle, which this dongle is in a unique shape. Haven't seen a dongle like this. Normally the dongles are square. This one's a circle. Guess that's an upgrade. No, but on a serious note, from a performance standpoint, internally, this thing is a beast. It has an updated sensor in it. This dongle supposedly does a really good job of not interfering with other wireless connections that you might have in the room. They have also upgraded their clicks from their last Razer mouse. This is a click test. Sounds nice, still not as nice as something like my Maya. This one. These are very tactile, very satisfying, but I haven't used this one. They also upgraded the scroll wheel to feel a little bit more tactical while also having a more confirming click on the inside. The last thing that I noticed that they changed are these mouse feet. Before, they had the mouse feet that were separated here and here, which gave for a less smooth glide on the mouse pad. But these two big mouse feet here give for a more consistent glide. Now let's talk about pricing. I mentioned before I paid $180 for this mouse. Now, is this mouse actually worth $180? That I would have to leave up to you. What I genuinely feel is that if you find the correct mouse with the correct shape that you like, this one is an ergonomic shaped mouse. We showed you that potato mouse. This one has an ergonomic shape to it. This is the comfortable mouse for me. This is what works for me. This is how I grip my mouse. If you grip your mouse similar to this, you might really enjoy this mouse. Or if you have a grip style like this, you might really enjoy this mouse. Now, what I would recommend to anybody who's watching this video that wants to improve their aim instantly, I'm gonna tell you right now, your mouse and your mouse pad are probably the #1 thing that will improve your aim, because I have used multiple different mice on the same sensitivity. #1, DPIs and hertz and all of that stuff feel different depending on what mouse you use. If I take a 1000 hertz 1600 DPI G Pro and then I switch my mouse to a DeathAdder and I keep the same sensitivity, I keep the same DPI, I keep the same hertz, #1, the weight is different on these mice, so that's going to play a factor into the sensitivity change. And then #2, the internals are different, so the way that the sensors pick up movement on your mouse pad is actually different. So every mouse genuinely does feel different, which leads a lot of people down these rabbit holes of, well, which mouse should I use? For me, I've landed on the DeathAdder. I would recommend the DeathAdder V3. Honestly, you can get away with the V3 for anybody that wants to just give this ergonomic shape a try. All of these clips, by the way, that you're watching are clips that I hit while using the DeathAdder V4. And like I said, this is my mouse. I peaked with this mouse. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. If you guys want to catch this type of content live, you could always catch this content on Twitch right here, or you can check my social links below. DM me if you have any questions about your grip, about which mouse you could use, about what mouse pad you could use, or any other Valorant related stuff. DM me below. Let me know. Peace.